Hi, good afternoon. Gente, nós estamos aqui, I am from Brazil, para transmitir o Festim Diadema 2021 para vocês. Quero dizer que logo mais às 20h30, horário daqui do Brasil, estará sendo realizada a cerimônia de encerramento do nosso festival, né, com a premiação, o homenageado, e às 22h30, um cine after com Levi Sintra, diretamente de Diadema, São Paulo. Eu agradeço a todos vocês e convido agora o nosso amigo Tom Germain para mediar esse debate da mostra internacional. Então, thank you very much. Bye.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Festim 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tommy Germain. I'm originally from Central Africa, Cameroon. I was born in Cameroon, but I grew up most parts of the world. I've lived in Brazil for so many years, and the US, Europe, and all over the place. So I'm an actor, filmmaker by profession. Also, I'm a broadcast journalist. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to officially welcome each and every one of you to Festim 2021. And I think we got to do a kind of introduction here, you know, for all those who are on this live platform this afternoon. So, Thiago, I will be talking very mostly with you so that you help me in the communication. So, okay, good. I can see some people popping up. Great. I know my brother Oliver is over there from Germany. He's there, always present with us. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's start the introduction, and then you tell us a little bit of your story. Tell us who you are, and then you talk about your film that is competing with Festim this year. So let's start with, I want us to start with Oliver, who is our curator of Festim 2021. Oliver, the platform is yours, bro.
Hi, I had the great honor to curate this program, the International Films, Mostra Internacional, and I really enjoyed all your films. I loved your films. I really like this program because there are 8 films, and every film stands for something. It's like every film has its own discipline. You can't really compare them. And I had the really big, challenge to vote for the program. The jury has to find the winner, which would be really, really difficult. So I'm really proud that I just had to vote for all your films.
Thank you so much, Oliver. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Oliver, your curator of this year, of Festim 2021 this year. And actually, I would love to invite the next person. So we're just going to go not by chronological order. You know, if you just feel like popping up and tell us who you are, and then your story, and then your film that is competing, give us a brief history, a background history of this film. Let's go ahead. I think we shall start with the person I see on top of the board here. He looks pretty much like an Indian. I think you're from India, right? So, Mr. Madhu R, can we start with you?
Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Hi, I'm Madhu. I am the writer and producer of the film Death of a Slave, Last Moments of Vincent Van Gogh.
Can you please be outspoken a little bit so that we can hear you very well? You are the producer of what film?
Death of a Slave, Last Moments of Vincent Van Gogh.
Death of his life.
Okay.
You are the producer of Death of Us Life, right?
Writer and producer.
Writer and producer. Wonderful piece of art.
Okay, thank you. The film deals with the final last moments of the acclaimed painter Vincent Van Gogh, who was a failure in his lifetime. He's in his deathbed, and death comes to visit him, to take him. And they have a casual talk and Death is surprised that Van Gogh is not afraid of him, but talks to him like a friend. And he asks some casual questions also about the dress, color of the dress of Death. And Death makes an offer to him about his talent and about rebirth. Vincent Van Gogh rejects that offer as he does not want to take the risk of becoming once again insane in the next birth also. So he tells that he'll come with death with no resistance and let his paintings all remain here. Death had offered him to take all the paintings and return once again as a painter. But he rejects this offer and goes with death happily. He accepts the hands of death gracefully and goes with him. That's the theme. It's only 8 minutes. We are from India and we are very happy that the film has been selected in Mostra International Film Festival. That's all.
Okay, Mr. Madhu, if I may ask you a question,
Okay.
who directed this movie?
The director's name is Saheer Abbas. Saheer Abbas. The
So
director of the movie.
is this his debut in directional in movies, or he has been directing for long?
Pardon?
How long has this guy been directing movies? Is it his first?
He's in the movie industry for the past 15 years. He began his career as a choreographer and later became the assistant director of some movies. And this is his third short film. He has made one music video, and I saw one of his short film named Inside, and I liked it, and that's how I contacted him. When I contacted him, he put some condition, that is, he's working for the movie industry, and the budget of the movie cannot go below a point, and it has to be made as if a movie is made. So I agreed with him, and I gave some suggestion to him regarding the camera and how the film should look like. That is, for the money I am giving him, I should get a good piece of art, which he delivered. I am very happy with it, and I am thankful to him and his entire team. All
So-
was his selection, including the actors, everything. All was his selection. I just gave him the script and the money to make the film.
You just gave him the script and the money. That sounds good, though. At least somebody's being paid for the job. Great job. So, how was the preparation of the actors of this movie, man? I was really thrilled. In fact, I was thrilled. How was the preparation of these actors?
First, Saheer Abbas and his team worked on who was Van Gogh and what was his time, what he looked like, what was his dress, and like those things. The actors, both of them, are involved in the film industry, and the person who is coming as Death is actually an assistant director of the industry. Abbas had selected another person for the role, and he went busy with some other project. And Anirudh Tekangadan is the name of the person who acted as Death. Kaan comes as Van Gogh. He too is in the industry. They are both known to the director Abbas, and he went for them as both of them had a look beyond an Indianness. Most person who saw the film here asked the question, are the boys from Iran? They look like European, something like that. That happened like...
Yeah. As a matter of fact, what drew my attention to this movie is the creativity that we have in this movie, and then the fact that they bring alive this fact that we as humans, we always have this two perspective in our lives to fight with: the good and the bad. The good and the bad. We see that in the darker color. But you remember in this movie, this actor, he asked Van Gogh, why was you expecting me to be black? Because he's dressed in white. And we see that as something dark, something oblivious, something different from the normal. So it must be something dark, something bad. But Van Gogh, he accepted that. You see, there is a metaphor here. You played a lot with this metaphorical language of bringing the truth and the bitterness about the truth, but accepting the fact that death is part of us. We must all die one day. You see, he accepted that because he was running away from a situation that he wasn't accepted as an artist. His art to him was not recognized. And he said that maybe one day he will come back in another life and spend millions of dollars to buy his own artwork. So you see that some of us, we're not happy with the situation that we live in. I want to really congratulate the writer of this script. It was really thrilling, very wonderful. The sound, the editing, and everything. It's a complete, creative piece of art. Very, very well done. I want to congratulate you for that, Mr. Madhu. And I want to ask you a question. Are you in the Bollywood industry? Are you belong in Bollywood?
No. Bollywood is 2,000 miles from here. We live in Kerala, southern tip of India.
In Kerala?
In Kerala.
Oh, I like Kerala. Yeah, it's a nice place. Yeah.
But do you participate? Like, do you do movies for Bollywood?
No. This is my first movie.
Wow.
This is my first movie.
Your first movie?
I'm a writer.
Wow.
First movie.
You are the script writer.
Yes. I'm the writer.
Caramba.
Actually, this is
one question.
Yeah. The curator has a question for you.
Just one question. How do you? Why do you plan Van Gogh to be that clever? I really like this idea that Van Gogh, in the minute of his death, is outwitting the personalized death. How did you get the idea? And for me, just Van Gogh always is one step ahead of the death. How did you get the idea to this?
Actually, if someone asked any story writer, how did you get this story? How this began? Maybe they won't be able to answer in the 100% how they got it. Some message is given by art to them through their reading, through their understanding, like that. So the pathetic life of Van Gogh, where he was not accepted, and his insanity, his poverty, his hunger. He sometimes drank paint as a supplement to his food. Whenever he got money, he bought painting material, and he drank paint. It is said so. And when he was in the hospital, when he went outside, he ate sand. There's a story like that also. So all these things shows that he was in a very pitiable condition. This may have haunted me. Some aspect of Van Gogh is I too am going through. I am now 55 and I am been writing for 32 years. I published 4 books, but I am not accepted here. Not much people have read me. So that correlation may be a reason for selecting Van Gogh. The art makes artists do things. It is not the decision of the artist, but art decides.
Somebody's dying somewhere. I hear the ambulance.
Pardon?
It's me. It's here. It's here.
I hear the ambulance, siren,
It's in Berlin. It's here in my place.
I want to mention one thing. All the filmmakers here, you can participate in the discussion of each other's movie. You know, let's learn something from these movies. You can say something. I hope you guys watch each other's movies. You can say something, give us some ideas. Let us all learn from each and everyone's job. You know what I mean? So go ahead. So are we done with Madhu?
Okay.
Okay, Madhu,
I'm
come back to you. Let's get the next person. Let's get Shyama Sundar.
Hello, am I audible?
Welcome.
Thank you.
So tell us who you are and tell us about your movie, brother.
Am I audible? Is my voice is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sir, let me introduce myself.
Great.
I am from India, and I think better I'll wish you a good morning, because here the time is 1 a.m. and it is the day the Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah. So I am the writer and director of the short film, which has been selected in your festival. The name of the film is Kukli.
Kukli. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us about Kukli.
Sir, Kukli is basically, you can say, the real story of the tribal life of present Indian tribal life. Mm-hmm. A community called Santal. They are a tribal community, and I have picturized on their life, their day-to-day suffering, and their present scenario of their lifestyle only. And through this film, I have tried to convey a message on humanity and anti-war.
Mm-hmm. Now, I understand that this little guy in this village, had this fear. Can you go deeper in why you had to write this kind of a script? Is that the situation in the whole of India, or in some parts of India, or in the village? Is that the situation of children in these villages? Give us, notice why this kind of a script, why you decide to tell this kind of story.
I think it will be better if I can give you all the clarification, because myself also belong to that community, that Santal community, and presently I am working as an executive in one of the power generating based company in India, and I know the grassroots reality of my community.
Okay.
Since my childhood, I had a dream. If the time permits me, and definitely I'll try to do some work for my community, and whatever I have faced in my childhood, and that situation has not been changed till now also.
Wow.
So we are living in a digital world, but the ground reality of my community people are still what as I presented in the film. So the girl child, he has not been trained in any kind of any art or acting classes. He has not taken any training also.
Yeah.
All the artists are from my village only. Basically, I belongs to that village only where I have been picturized this film. No shooting set has been used. Whatever has been shown in this film, all are natural, and I belong to that village only. So there are so many things which had not been looked, and of course, all over the world, nobody is knowing about the grassroots reality of my community. They are suffering, and since I have suffered a lot in my childhood, and till now their suffering is continuing, I have tried to establish a bridge between this community and to this digital world. In that film also, you might have seen in that village, after a service person getting retirement, then only they have got the opportunity to watch the TV.
Wow.
Yeah, that is the reality. And whatever scene or whatever scenario has been presented in my film is not a fiction. Of course, the story may be fiction, but I have not worked on the shooting set. That is the reality. What is there in my village? Just I have captured each and every thing in my camera, and I have put in I have given some story background in it. And of course, you have selected my film. Really, I'm very much thankful to you, and it's my honor. Thank you very much for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Actually, as a matter of fact, Shyama, watching your movie, to me, it presented like a doc fake, like a documentary. You just tell the story of a community that you think that things have to change with the speed that the world is moving right today. You want your village to grow. You want the community to change. You want things to perspective. You want things to change according to the world, the rest of the world. You know, but you see, in life, everybody have their pace. God created all of us differently. So your village is working to their pace. But if you can contribute to bring a better standard of living to this village, then this is very wonderful, because already documenting this kind of a movie for this village and putting it out there to the world for the world to see, it's already a great achievement. I can tell you that, because not only you are going to watch it, not only people in India are going to watch this movie. We in the US, we are watching this movie. In Brazil, they are what, you know how many, the population of Brazil, more than 280 million people. They are watching this movie. In Europe, they are watching this movie. Yeah, all over the world, in Africa, people watching the movie. This is going a long way to bring a betterment in your society. This is a great achievement, brother. I can tell you that. And we was very thrilled to receive this kind of a movie festival, because it's almost the same situations around the world. In Brazil, in Africa, we have, even in Eastern Europe, we have situations like this. People who are still late in comparing with the rest of the world. So they have their own pace. They got to work according to their own pace. You know, development sometimes is good in various societies, and some people take development in a different standard. So we have to look at it very carefully, because some people are not prepared for the kind of evolution that is coming to them. You understand? But what you're doing is very good. I really love the initiative of telling this story to the world, making the people understand what's going on in your universe. That was a very great job. I want to congratulate you for that. If somebody has anything to add, or to ask our brother here, Shyama, you can. Sorry. If somebody has anything to say, for your people, you know.
Presently, I am alone here only, because I am alone here due to COVID. Most of my team members have not presently. Another information I want to share with my fellow filmmakers. Basically, I'm a technical person. I did my engineering, and filmmaking is not my profession. This is my passion.
Okay, it's your passion.
Neither I have taken any.
A lot of us find ourselves in the movie industry because of the passion. So you're not a filmmaker. You are a passionate filmmaker. You're more than those who go to school to learn this art. Yeah, this is your passion.
Neither I have taken any technical training regarding this filmmaking, or not have attended any film workshop in my life. But I'm happy to share that till now my film has received award from 16 countries all over the world.
You see?
Not only from India.
See?
Yeah, that's
what I'm saying. You are passionate about it. You got to keep doing it, brother. You have to keep doing it. There is a platform of excellence for you, and this is where you are. You're already in International Film Festival in Brazil. You're getting somewhere. So don't stop telling the world about your community. Keep doing it. You're getting to a better place. I can guarantee.
Thank you, sir. I think I want to say one more thing.
Good.
Presently, our so-called educated mass who belongs to my community also, they are not interested to their community. They have lost their culture, tradition, their language also. So I have tried to establish a bridge between this so-called young mass, and I want to bring them back to their community and how they will preserve their tradition and culture and all their rituals also. I have made some effort to create some awareness among our fellow people also who are staying far away from this village.
Okay. I see.
Yeah. What I really liked on your film, on your movie, is that you deal with things you've seen in life, like you told us. And sometimes, or in some ways, your film is really positively radical, because in the middle of the film you change the subject. The first part of the movie is about the education of the children, of the people, and the hope that will rise out of this education. And then you go directly to a message of humanity, like a message for all mankind, that the small girl is just asking herself why the people don't learn about their faults. And I think this is a really radical approach to change it in the movie. So and I really think it's good. You made it really good, and it keeps being a great film. How did you do that? How did you plan to make a change within the movie? Why did you do that?
Yeah. Sir, in my movie, you might have seen, as I say, after that retired fellow has come back to the village only, the village people have got the opportunity to watch the movie. If that fellow may not come back to, have not come back to their village, then this little girl also may not have got that opportunity to watch the movie, and he might not be knowing what the actual scenario of the world. He was thinking that watching television means seeing some dance or watching some cartoon, like that only. But all of a sudden, one day he watched that news clip of the Syria incident. That makes him thinking about this humanity.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. This is very revealing, brother. This is very revealing. You see, people have different ways of seeing the society. People have different ways. You see, we can watch a movie together, but we don't understand the same thing. I have my own way of reading this movie. You have your own way of reading this movie. So that's what's happening in the village with this young guy. You know, I understand that there is this fear in him. You know, there is this fear of innovations, of new things. This fear of it's like you have challenges that's come to you as a human being. You have to overcome this to get to the next level. So there is this constant fear in him. There was a time that he was not even talking to nobody. You know, there are people, these things happen to them. The story of this famous American poet and writer, I'm forgetting her name now. You know, she was very maltreated as a young girl. She spent many years without talking. She was not talking to nobody. She spent many years being silent. But she has an inner power. I've forgotten her name, man. Come on. But when she started talking, she started writing. And her writing was like a bullet in many people's lives. She changed many people's lives. She started going to school very late because of the discrimination of the black people in the US. You know, she started going very late. Those were in the days after slavery, immediately after slavery. So we want to look at a comparison between this little child and different peoples of the society, the challenges of the society, things that make us, we tend to believe that we are smaller than we believe, you know, but we have that inner voice that tells us, no, you are big, you are a giant, you can do, you can overcome, you know, situations happen, but you have to overcome them. As a child, you need a guide. So you telling these stories to the world it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. You know, it's a kind of enlightenment. You're enlightening the world. A lot of people. You're making a lot of people get out of their zone of comfort to face these challenges, because challenges are to be faced, and we have to overcome all these things because we are winners. That's what we are. We are winners, whether we like it or not. So thank you very much, Shyama, for this movie. It was a great movie. I really loved watching it.
Thank you.
It reminded
Thank
me
you
of
very
my
much, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you very
So
much.
let's have Arturo Dueñas Herrero. Do I call the name well? It sounds Spanish. Arturo.
Okay. Oh, hello. Sorry, it's my dog here, and I have the window open. No problem. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Tell us about your movie, brother.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for selecting my film. Maybe I think it's the first time in Brazil, or maybe the second time, and I'm very happy because I was living in Brazil for some time, long time ago in the 90s. No.
Whoa! Look at that. So you are a Brazilian brother.
Mossoró y Azul, Rio Grande do Norte. No, in northeast.
Jesus Christ.
Brazil. Then I'm very happy. Is some one of my movies is selected. No. Then okay, I'm from Spain. I'm making movies from 10 years ago, and fiction and documentaries, short movies and long movies. And okay, I like to do it, no? And okay, Anagnorisis is a short film about if the danger of knowing the truth, of the danger of discovering the truth, no?
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes it's better live without knowing, no? But there is someday you have to face to the truth, and there's some consequences, no? And this is the film about it, no? And the origin of the film is not a script, and then you look for the location. It's the opposite, no? There's a old house in my town, in my little town. It's a house covered by paintings in all the house. It's an abandoned house. And then my brother wrote a story connected with the people who lived in this house, no? And that is the story, more or less connected with these people, with a truth story, no? And then he asked me to direct the film, no? And then the actors are theatrical actors from theater, no? It's maybe it's the first time or second time they act enough movies, no? Because only they act in theater, no? And I want to say as well that Julio Lázaro is one of the leading role is Don Francisco. Is no longer with us, and then then when
in peace.
Yeah, then each time one festival select the movie. This movie is like an homenaje, no? Is for Julio Lázaro, no? And yeah, but I'm happy because he's living between us.
Yeah, he's still alive. He's still
alive. Yeah. And then what more to say about the movie? The movie is in color and black and white.
Yeah,
mainly black and white, but it's original. Is in color, no? But then we thought about it's better to put in black and white this movie, no? And only some little in color. The past. The live in past, no, in the past, is the opposite, the conventional, no? Because maybe the truth of this person is in the past. No, it's the color. If the present is in black and white, or something like this. You know? And okay,
it was a great idea.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's something dramatic. No, this change in black and white in color is add some special meaning in the film. No, yeah.
Arturo, let me ask you a question. What film school did you go to?
What film? Sorry.
What film school?
School. Okay, I studied not regularly cinema. You know, I studied Hispanic philology and philosophy or something like this. No, and then I had some courses of cinema in Spain, in different places in Spain, and as well an 8-week filmmaking course in New York Film Academy as well. No. But I'm not a regular education in cinema, no. So something. In fact, I worked at the university, no, as the bibliothèque, no, as a librarian. I'm a librarian, no, for living. I am a librarian for living, no.
Okay.
I make movies for pleasure, no, or because I have the necessity of express myself, no. Yeah.
So there is one thing that I understood while watching Anagnorisis. It is always about this aspect of life, you know, happiness. You know, there is no life if we are not happy. And most of us, you know, we tend to have these pursuits for money or for something, forgetting our personal happiness. You know, we tend to accuse our partners or the people around us for not making us happy. Happiness comes within us. You see, this guy, he wasn't happy because of what? The lack of his wife and daughter. The situation that he is facing right now made him live a very, I almost thought that he was kind of schizophrenic, or he suffered from some dementia, you know. But later on, I came to understand that is the fact that he is lacking something, which to him is the center of everything. And in life, that's true. The family is the core of our happiness. Find happiness in your family. Some people hardly find it, but when you find it, it overcomes every other thing you can have in the outside world, because happiness must come from within. When it comes from within, you can express it outside. You can give to everybody. The fact that you decide to do this movie again in black and white, I think it's a kind of revelatory message to the realities. Like we say in French, noir sur blanc. If you want to say the truth to somebody, you say it noir sur blanc, like black and white, as pure as possible. So like you said in the beginning, when you there are some realities that if they tell you, you won't be able to support it, you won't be able to keep it. You want to die. Some truths are not good to be told. So I think that the fact that you brought back this movie into black and white is about that, as purely as possible. Tell them the truth. You see, when he understood the truth, he decided to commit suicide. Yeah. The first doctor was giving him just medicine. He was giving him drugs to alleviate the truth, to alleviate the pain, to get him going, day by day. Each day is a challenge. So they was giving him these drugs to alleviate the pain of each day. But suddenly, this doctor died, and the new doctor that came gave him the truth, black and white, the way it is. He couldn't withstand it. That's why the nurse was criticizing the doctor that don't do that. We have to give him this to make him maintain the, like, let him live life accordingly until death will come to him naturally. But this another doctor has another theory of doing things, of seeing life. It's better he knows the truth. It will make him more happy. He wants to know the truth. Tell the guy the truth. Why are you keeping the truth for him? So the literature in this movie, the metaphorical language, the script is very, very interesting. You know, it's revelatory. It's enticing, I would say. You know, I would even go to an extent of saying that the script is there is a certain suspense. You know, there is this allegoric terms. It's a kind of mixture of who we are, the traumas that we go each and every day. I can associate this movie together with Madu's movie. You know, Death Offers Life. You know. He spends his time in his abnormality painting the picture of his wife and daughter. So there was an underlying truth in him that he didn't perceive. But that those drugs that was given to him would make him sleep, like his brain will sleep, for him not to think too much about his realities. But when they stop giving him these drugs and giving him the pure reality, black and white, boom, he decides to end everything and go and meet his wife and daughter. That's why this family is gold. He wants to meet them. He wants to spend the rest of his life with them. He wants to be happy with them, you know. Some people are like that. And in a nutshell, that's how life is. Even life is, you know. We want to be happy. But where do we look for happiness? Some people look it outside. Some people within, some people within the family. You know, the core of humanity is our family. You know, family is the base. The family is gold. Family is everything. So,
really well said, Tommy. Really well said.
Really well. Yeah. It's fantastic.
Oh, thank you so much. Arturo, do you have anything else to tell us about this movie? Because anyway, I want to congratulate you also for being an alumni of New York Film Academy. I also am an alumni of. I'm also an alumni of New York Film Academy. So it's a very great school. I want to because you see, when I saw this movie, I said, "This guy, where did he go to school? Where did he study filmmaking?" And then now you're telling us from you studied filmmaking at New York Film Academy. So it's we have 1 point, you know. New York Film Academy is winning. So I advise you all to one day come and study filmmaking at New York Film Academy, because you won't regret. You can see his movie. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful piece of art. Somebody has something to say. You did watch this movie.
Sorry, I didn't understand the question.
I'm asking the platform if somebody has something to say for those who watch this movie. If somebody have something to say about?
And for me, really, I have to say that your movie, Arturo, is really, I call it mature. It's really well told. It's like all the actors are really, really good. It's really well acted. The story is like really, it's cold. It's told really, really like nice with patience. It's clear, and sometimes I really have the idea that it just exhales like the 70s, the 1970s, because it's black and white. I think it's the sound. The sound really sounds different. It sounds really like an old record. It's, I don't know how did you that, but I really liked it, and it really fits. Your movie is like a package that perfectly fits.
Maybe it's how to say. We looked for a location, a different location, no, in this hospital or something. But when we found this location, it's changed a little bit what we are thinking about the story, and changed as well the treatment or the aesthetics, no, of the story. It's a little bit like old story, old vintage or something like this, no. because we thought it's very convenient for the story, and this. And as well the music, is only one theme and one musical, but with 3 variants, then I want to say that the circumstances are very important in this movie. It's not when you have a script and you translate this, or you put this script in images, in a movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the circumstances of the shooting process was very, very important to the final result of the movie. And in this case, I want to say that well, there are written dialogues, because normally I have movies when the script with no dialogues. It's only the actors have to improvise.
Okay.
And I only wrote a script treatment, and the actor have to improvise the dialogues. But this script is my brother's script, and he wanted to write the dialogues, and this actor from theater, and I have to say this is very different for my movies is with actor, no professional actors, no dialogues, and very, very different, and then this movie for me is very special. It's very special because it's totally different than the movies I normally do.
Actually, Arturo, I consider this movie very special too, because talking about the technicalities of this movie, first of all, the fact that you brought it back to black and white, it means that you had a reflection and a revelation about the importance, the message that this movie was bringing to us as spectators. You see, there is a confusion, a constant confusion into a lot of people in the world today. And this is what this actor is facing in life. In real life, a lot of us are confused of what we really want. A lot of us are confused of what is our tomorrow. We want to know about tomorrow. But God says, don't worry about tomorrow. I'll take care of our tomorrow. Worry about today. Do your homework for today. Each day is a plus. So we fight we want to know, we're in a haste sometimes in life. So, but as compared to what is happening in the realities of this act on this movie, we look about the natural aspect of life, the family part of it, the realities about life. And then when we go to the technical part of this film, it's a great piece of art, brother. You did, how would I say? I don't know what kind of camera you used, but the movement of the camera was very good. The positioning, the actors, overhead position. You tend to understand that the actors, even though not cinema prepared, like you said, they are theater actors. They was very good, especially the guy who played the doctor. You say he's of late now, right?
Yeah, he's so fantastic.
Like really professional. There was this natural aspect of creativity that he brought into it. I don't think that you had a lot of difficulty in directing this character, because he brought into it this way of this Spanish way. I call it the Spanish way, the Spanish way of doing things. He brought this natural aspect of the Spaniards into his personage. It was really nice to watch. It was really nice to watch, and I want to congratulate you for that. So now I wanted to give us a little brief understanding on the technical part of it, that is the production, the cameras, preparing the actors. How was it a great challenge to you?
Yeah. The camera was a black magic camera, and then in some sequences we want to make a movement. In this interview between the patient and the doctor, there is someone on an interview, the camera is moving all the time, no? Because the interior, the of the person is like something not stuck. Then
your mind is always moving.
Okay, and then the camera
reflects the mind of the human being, always moving, always
floating, floating. Yeah.
Thank you. Awesome.
Yeah. This and of course in the house as well, no, because it's a discover, no, and then is the camera is moving as well, no, accompanied to the personage, to the doctor, you know.
Yeah, to the character of the doctor. Yeah.
No, and with the camera with the doctor is the point of view of the doctor. Then the doctor is looking to all the coins of the house. Yeah. And then what more? Okay, the actors was very important because the final the epilogue of the film, we have not real the final the epilogue, you know, the last sequence, you know, and then was talking with the actors, you know, and they found the final, no, the real final.
Yeah.
Because we really began to shoot without a clear final, no? We have some different final, but this final is totally different. Was not written this final.
Wow.
As such a suggestion of the actors, you know. Then this is important because this means that the actor have this character was so deep in the actor that they can propose a final alternative final.
Embrace the character.
Yeah.
He was the character.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. That was awesome. Thank you so much for this brave, beautiful piece of art.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Nice.
Regulatory. Yeah. So I think that we're gonna have our next very important personality here, Remy Archer. Remy Archer, welcome to FestSim 2021.
Hi, thank you for having me. It's and thank you for selecting our film. We're really excited to be screening. It's our first time playing in South America, so it's very exciting for us to be included.
Wow, you're welcome.
My film's called Snake Oil, and it's a short film that was developed by myself and the lead performer Tom Gaskin.
Can you say the name of the film again? Can you say the name of the film?
Yeah, the film's called Snake.
The name of the film?
Snake Oil.
Snake Oil.
Yes, Snake Oil. Yeah, so it's a creative partnership really between myself and the lead performer, Tom Gaskin. So we met actually in the circus. We both used to be circus performers, and Tom is a clown, a juggler, a comedian, and I used to be an acrobat when I was a bit younger, and that's how we met, and we sort of have always created work together ever since. And for a long time, we've wanted to do a narrative short film, especially a short film that is sort of inspired by the work of Buster Keaton, the silent film legend. And Keaton is Tom's muse creatively. He was the one who introduced me to Keaton, and Keaton is his muse for performance. I think we approached this film precisely wrong in every way. We really sort of stumbled into the process in a very disorganized manner. But it enabled us some freedom as well.
Great. I saw a lot of freedom in this movie, a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
I liked it. Yeah, I liked it.
I would never do a film like this again.
In fact, it really looks really in order. Everything looked in order. Like you know, telling that it's disorganized. I had a completely different impression, and nice.
I spent 3 years editing it.
Sorry.
I spent 3 years editing and reshooting because it was just a mess.
3 years.
No way. But congratulations, you did it good.
Yeah.
However it took, how much time it took, you did it great.
Thank you. I mean, it wasn't full time. I was working full time, and it was, you know, I was making it work around that. But yeah, we didn't have a script. We had a character, we had a creative partnership, we had a theme, and then we had a sort of selection of locations that I'd looked up on Google, basically, and we thought might work. And we set off basically on a sort of adventure and improvised. Most of it really was improvised on location. So we kind of had an area, we knew where we wanted to end up, and we then allowed it to happen in the moment. Often, well, it always just Tom and I. There was no crew. It was just us. Yeah. And in some ways, that's very restrictive because there's only so much you can do with one camera, one person. But in other ways, it made it incredibly flexible, so that we were driving down the road and we saw a rainbow, and we stopped the car, we run out, we set the camera up, we got the shot.
Wow. So that's a lot of improvisation.
A lot of improvisation, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? If I may cut you here, you know, when I watched your movie, I was so thrilled. I was asking myself, but what is the background of this guy? So I went to look at the storyline about it. I saw that you came from the circus.
Like me, I did the same.
Oh, really?
You see?
I looked it up. But yeah.
Oh,
when I was a child,
I thought you said you were in the circus, Oliver.
You see, when I was a child, in my city called Limbe, in those days it was called Victoria after the Queen Victoria of England, and later on they gave the name Limbe because of the river that runs in the city that flows into the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean. There was this circus that always came in during the holidays. They called them Circus Ringland, and there was another one, Circus Williams. We used to load these halls of the circus to watch these guys do acrobats, play with the lions. Man, we from Africa, but we didn't see lions like that. To see lion, you have to go to the bush, like to the jungle, and you don't go near the lion. So we was like, this guy, there was no way you can play with lions like this. It's magical. To us, there must be some kind of magical, some power that is using to domesticate these lions like this, you know? So when I read that you came from the circus, I understood the creativity in you. Because being in the circus is a process, like always doing, training. You know, there is this process of always doing the same thing to get to the best of the perfection. You see? So that's when you tell me now that you took 3 years editing this film. I want to, first of all, congratulate you for the technical part of this movie.
Thank you.
From the soundtrack to the musicality of the film, it's wonderful. You really took time in doing it. And if you want to make it good, take your time. It's a process. To get to perfection, it's a process. Nobody becomes great when he was born and became great automatically, except you belong to the royal family, which everything is already prepared for you when you're born, you know? So life is a process. This movie shows that it reasons out with me that there is a process. You took time, 3 years editing, to make it look this good. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
I just hope the next one doesn't take 3 years. That's all. I hope I can be more efficient, because
you took your time to make it look, because I see a lot of creativity, a lot of improvisation, and that is artwork. Art is creative. You want to be creative. You want to put out there something that comes from you. Like, this is your child. You're presenting to the world, a child that you are proud of, you know, you are presenting to the world so that people can appreciate your work. You know, it's an art's work. It's a piece of work that's very beautiful in its own way. And I really liked it. I liked a lot. You created a lot of the technical part of the movie, there was a lot of creation. And the acrobatic part that I'm talking about, we can see in the movie the way you perform the falling down when the guy's hand was handcuffed with the waist on the road, the running, entering into the emptiness of the world, standing and looking at the world, getting to a city, a desolate city, walking alone, the struggles. These are all stages of life. I really appreciate the fact that you had this time to bring out all this creativity in you, because you can only bring out what you got in you. And you brought it fully in this movie. I really liked it. You talked about the craziness about all things. That is part of it. To be an artist, you must be crazy. People must look at you, you're a madman. To have the courage to do certain things as an artist, you must be crazy. Crazy in the good sense, not in the negative sense. Yeah. Because to bring out this beautiful piece of art, you must be really crazy, brother. You must be crazy. And you brought it out, successfully. I really liked it. I liked the whole thing. The whole thing, especially the technical part of it. The editing is awesome. The editing is awesome. Yes.
Thanks, man.
The photography, the images, it's really beautiful for a short film and for a debut, for somebody who comes from the circus. It's wonderful. I just want to congratulate you for that. And I want to congratulate you in the name of First Sing 2021. Do you have something to add, brother?
I'd like to just say thank you. Thank you for the festival for including us. And thank you to everyone. You've all spoken so eruditely, so clearly, in what I'm assuming is your second or third language, and I'm very thankful for that. It's amazing. Yeah. I'm in awe. I only speak one language. I'm an idiot, and it's so impressive to me.
It's a process, brother. It's a process. You will have your time.
Thanks to the festival and to all of the other filmmakers as well.
Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you so much. You guys stay together. Before we proceed, yeah, Oliver, go ahead.
Sorry, just one thing to add. I'm a really big fan of Buster Keaton, so I've seen all of the Buster Keaton movies, and I never thought that it would be possible to transfer this to the present. And like you did it, you really created a new style, a new genre of those films. Like Buster Keaton was black and white. It was the first days of movie, and you really wrote a new history of this. Like it really stands on its own, and I really liked it, and I enjoyed it. It's the only comedy more or less in this program, and it makes all the program complete. And I really would like to thank you for your work, like 3 years of editing or 4 years, I don't know. It was worth it, and yes, it was like going back to film history and step forward in film history. Nice done.
Thank you. Thanks, Oliver.
So I got, before we introduce our next personality here, I want to reiterate the fact that this is First Sing 2021. This is the 3rd edition of First Sing, Festival Internacional Cinema Meio do Mundo, the middle of the world. First Sing is located everywhere in Brazil. It's a roving film festival. We go all over the place. And we are about to start going out of Brazil very soon because it's an international film festival. And I want to also make this proposition to you all. So as you see the names here, you can follow each and every one, because tomorrow we might be partners in the movie production. Who knows? So we can follow each other on Instagram, on Facebook, or whatever, just type the name, follow us on Facebook, follow personally, everybody you see here. Let's follow each other, because one day we might meet on another platform doing movies together, doing the great work of art. I want to thank you all for being here today, and let's move to our next personality, who is Kaan Orgunmat. Do I pronounce it well?
That sounds great.
Yeah. Oh, he speaks Portuguese.
No, it's my girlfriend kind of sneaked in and told me that, oh, you can say that in Portuguese. So I just went with it. No, she's been in Brazil before. That's it.
Caramba. Okay.
So, hi everyone.
Hello. The sound went off there.
Okay, let's see if you can hear me now.
You're back.
Okay, all right. I was just saying that it was such a journey to listen to you all, since you all have different kind of visions and different stories and different backgrounds. It's you basically took me from different parts of the world to another, and that's a joy. So yeah, I'm Kaan, and I have directed and written the short film called Stimuli, and so it's inspired by a real medical case, and it's about a coma patient. A coma patient who is presumed to be in a vegetative state experiences a locked-in syndrome and drifts between reality and dream. So there's a medical term, and that is called locked-in syndrome. And some patients experience this in the form of being able to blink and maybe perhaps moving a finger, but being in a complete coma. Yeah. And in this story, the coma patient is completely unresponsive. And based on the first diagnosis, he's presumed to be in a complete vegetative state. So they don't know that he's aware of what's going on. And since this is based on a real story, it's actually based on a story that has happened in Canada to a 20-year-old man who was in a car crash and taken to the hospital. So then I kind of went down into this rabbit hole of reading coma patients' experiences. What have they been experiencing when they were in a state of coma and did not, the doctors and people around them did not know that they were aware. So I've done a lot of reading, and I'm also inspired by my father's own status, because he had a cancer that spread to his brain, and he kind of lost his identity. And then, so there was this collapse.
Hello.
What happened to him?
Okay, is the sound back? I think Kaan is having a connection problem on his side. While waiting for Kaan, let us remind our viewers, our telespectators, that we are online with Facing 2021, Festival Internacional de Cinema no Meio do Mundo. And this edition is the third edition of Facing, and it's happening live. Everybody from different parts of the world. I'm presently in the US. Oliver is in Germany. And I see my brothers from India, from England. So Remy, where you at right now? You in England?
Yeah. Oh, I think Kaan's back. I am, but yeah.
Welcome back, brother.
I have no idea what just happened.
It's all right. It's technology.
Oh man, maybe that was too dramatic. I need to take it a notch down or something.
So Kaan, where are you talking from? Where are you right now?
I'm talking from Sweden.
Oh, Sweden.
Southern Sweden.
Are you Swedish?
I am actually Turkish, but I've been based in Sweden for around 10 years now.
Wow. I studied with a Turkish guy at the New York Film Academy.
Oh, there you go. There's a connection.
You do great films in Turkey. Yeah. I came to understand with him. I came to watch a lot of Turkish movies, and it's a great work in Turkey. Congratulations. So go ahead. You were telling us a very sweet and fantastic story.
So I was inspired from my father's loss of identity when the cancer spread to his brain, and I made this connection of what is identity and how do we actually survive through a state of being completely locked in. And sort of this movie came out of that. I put this guy in a room, a metaphorical room in his mind, that he has access to the outside world. And he sees the doctors and nurses coming in and out. His brother comes in and out. And his partner comes in and out. I mean, a lot of things happen. People move on with their lives. They disappear. But he's stuck in there experiencing all of that while no one knows that he's there for 15 years. And I try to depict that time, 15 years of period, and in a short film format as good as I could. So that's about it.
So, Kaan, if I may say something, it's all about the creativity that each and every one of you brought in your movies. A lot of creative work. And also the aspect of the conflict within ourselves, our mind, our state of mind. Look at this guy. This is situational events. This happens each and every day in our lives, daily. People get into accidents, people die, people are born, things happen. This guy is in a state of conflict between, in his mind. His state of mind is, there is a conflict going on. He got this accident, right? Suddenly, he finds himself in the lab. 15 years in a position that he can do nothing for himself. He listens what's going on around him, right? He understands everything, but he has no power to decide. You see, in Portuguese, there's a word that they call força de vontade. That is the strength of wanting something. Does this guy ever come out of this situation?
Am I allowed to spoil?
Did he ever come out of this situation?
He never breaks out of his coma, but 15 years later, some researcher approaches with a new method to detect brain signals. So they detect that he is aware, actually, and they start asking him questions and read his brain signals. So they get to ask him yes and no questions and kind of communicate with him. So it's his breakout in a way, but he is still in a coma and unresponsive in a physical way.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's really great how you have done this, how you made this visible in a movie. I was really, really perplexed when I saw your movie. It was I was surprised because I never thought about that. Like when you told about your father who had this brain cancer, my father too died because of brain cancer, and I never asked me these questions like you did now, and this is really well done. I never thought it was possible to visualize this situation of coma like you did, and you did this with really simple things like the guy locked in a room, just in a room. It was like that's it. It was really clever done. It was like a great idea. How did you get the idea of visualize it like you did in a locked room, like that everyone can understand what you have done? Everyone, it's like so understandable. How did you do that? How did you get the idea?
It's hard to pinpoint exactly how, but I would say that I think a room with a door standing in the middle of it, not being attached to anything, represents the fact that a door is not going to lead to anywhere. So he will have to accept and deal with the fact that I can see the door standing in the middle of a room, and what do I with this information? And then on this door, there's a peephole that gives him a view of the outside world. And the outside world is, of course, where he's lying and where he sees sort of this limited view of the hospital room and the people visiting him. So I kind of gave this guy a tool to deal with whatever he can in this room, and take in what's going on around, and sort of deal with his past and bring it in memories and play with the fact that how can I hold on to my identity while I'm in here? So it was that shift between that reality and his dream. And honestly, everything that he sees in the form of flashbacks could be the reality from his past, or could be that him creating realities just to cope with his situation. And that's something that I wanted to leave to the audience. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yes, of course.
Well, Kaan, if I had to categorize this movie, I would put it somewhat in a category of a dark movie. Why? When you look at the lighting of the movie, the illumination, it reflects the situation of the main character, the darkness that he finds himself into, his mind, his position, his physical position, his mental position. He's living in a dark, he's in a dark space. And the lighting of the movie shows it, it's a lot revelatory. It portrays what the state of mind of the character. So would you mind telling us how did you manage in creating this kind of lighting? How did you do this lighting to reflect so much the state of mind of the character, of the main character?
Yeah, so we shot the room scenes, I mean his mind space scenes in a black box, and so we kind of controlled the light in a way that there was one key light and a very, very weak backlight.
Yeah.
So that was it. And we had to play with that as much as we could. And what I did otherwise was that the room actually didn't have a wall on the left side. So I digitally copied the right side of the wall on the left side. And the more the film progressed, years has passed by. And as the years passed by, I tried to make the room as more claustrophobic as possible. So I kind of closed it a little bit, what do you say, closer and closer. And the walls kind of were pushing in. And he had less space by the end. And that was something that I tried to play with to create that sensation.
How long did you spend to make this movie?
What did you say again?
How long did you spend? How much time did you spend to make this movie?
The shooting was like a week, and editing. I would say there were 2 phases of editing. The first one lasted perhaps around 4 months, I would say.
Okay.
And then another 3 months, so 7 months maybe in total. Yeah.
When I look at the editing, right, you see there are flashes of sunlight, real sunlight, boom, that passes. You know, we call this kind of cuts in Portuguese a corte seco, which is like dry cutting. You know, there's a lot of dry cut. Does this reflect the state of mind? His mind is sparkling, right? You know, he thinks a lot of things at the same time. Like, why am I in this situation? What is happening? Why can't they understand me? Why can't they feel me? So you show this through the dry cuttings of the with the editing. You know, there is this sunlight. There is illumination from the illumination of the house. There is people passing, people talking. Then the tennis he's playing. He's pushing the tennis. All this reflects. It's a kind of you're playing with his state of mind. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, that's a very true observation, and that was important for us to tell because the time passes differently for this person because he is damaged. I mean, he has been in a car crash, and his perception of reality is completely different than a normal person. So sometimes, as you mentioned, the light goes up and down really fast, and days, maybe months pass by in that moment.
Good.
I try to give that sensation of like the reality as perceived in our daily lives is different for that guy. And I think that was important in that sense.
Wow, Kaan, this is a great piece of cinematographic art. You know, you did a very great job here. Congratulations, brother. That's a great job. It goes a long way to reveal, also to help people who have relatives in these situations to help understand how to take care of these relatives. You know, you see, cinema brings a lot of true life. What happens in our lives? Somebody watching this movie who have never experienced such a thing can now understand how to deal with a patient. Even nurses can learn from it. Just like Oliver was saying, he had a parent who died of brain cancer, and these situations were similar. So now he understands more of how he could have by then taken care of these people. You know, this movie goes a long way to help not only filmmakers, but in the medical field, in the day-by-day life with people around us, what they are going through, how to, you know, understand their situation and how to deal with them. So I want to congratulate you for real, man. That was a great job.
Thank you so much. I actually had a text in the end credits, and in the text it said 40% of coma patients are later found to be able to communicate in some ways. So, I mean, I've done a lot of medical research, but I didn't want to say that in the film in case I'm wrong, but from what I've read, there are a lot of cases where we actually don't know that the coma patients that we think that are in vegetative state are actually not. And that's an interesting thought.
They react in one way or other. It's just because they can't speak,
And we're unable to detect that, unfortunately.
Good. Yeah. When medicine will get to a certain level of understanding these situations, I think that we'll deal with coma patients in a very better way. And, why not get them back, resuscitate them back fast as possible to get back into activity. It's a process. Like I say, it's a process.
Absolutely.
Everything's a process. It's studies. Like you did a great range of study to bring out this wonderful piece of art. Once again, congratulations, brother. Wonderful job.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, that was a wonderful job. So it looks like we've talked with everybody here. Right? Everybody has said something. So let's get the last words of each of us, the participants. Let's get last words because we're about closing. So let's get the last word. Your experience with FESTIM this year. Any new projects in hand? What is the future like to you with the film industry? So let's start with our curator. No, our curator is going to be the last person to say something because you are the curator of the event. So Madhu, so any last word?
Okay.
Madhu is muted.
Am I audible?
Yeah. You good?
Okay. So first of all, I have to thank you for giving this opportunity to interact with some filmmakers from the world. And for the next project, many projects are inside my head. If I write it down and if I have to film it, I need finance, money for it. So someone should come to me. Someone should trust me. Because if I am making my own film, I should have money with me. Otherwise, someone should come and then only a project will be made. But
I'm not calling you. That's the problem with independent filmmaking. There is always this question of financing. So independent filmmakers, let's get together and finance ourselves because we don't have somebody to.
That's a great thing.
Let's get together and finance ourselves, man. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Okay, once again, I thank you for this opportunity.
You're welcome. You're very welcome. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you very much for your movie, man. It goes a long way to enlighten the world of how we should deal with personal problems, living a positive life. Great job. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madhu. Great movie.
So let's go to Shyama.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to thank all your team members who has organized this beautiful event. And I'm feeling proud that I'm the part of your film festival. And I'm representing India. Of course, I'm representing my community. That is my proud. Yes.
We are proud to have you with us. We are very proud to have you with us. Thank you so much for your movie. That goes a long way to teach our children the steps to take in life, not to be afraid of challenges, face our challenges and overcome them. Thank you so very much. It's a great lesson, your film.
Great story, great film.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very
much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Let's go to our next, I think it's Arturo, right?
And then thank you again for selecting Anagnorisis. Thank you to the Festival Internacional do Cinema no Meio do Mundo.
Yes, sir.
I remember a little bit, but for muito sotaque, no? It's very difficult.
Oh, yeah. It's very difficult. The Brazilian in the way,
It was a pleasure to be again in Brazil. Only this way, but it's a pleasure. It was a pleasure to listen to all the filmmakers here. It was really, really interesting. And thank you. And I'm sure in next editions we'll meet again. No.
Thank you very much, Arturo.
Thank you.
Thank you, Arturo.
Remy, let's listen to you, brother.
Once again, thank you to all the team who've made this such an enjoyable experience, such a great festival. Thank you to all the filmmakers. There's so much exciting cinema around the world. I happen to think that some of the most exciting cinema in the world is coming from Brazil as well. For example, the Brazilian film Bacurau was my favorite film of last year.
Oh,
that is an incredible film. Brazil's really exciting. It's all exciting. It's brilliant. There's
you
great
can bet
stuff
that.
around
It's
the world.
all the way along.
So thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you for Kaan. Let's listen to you.
Yeah, I mean, on top of what Remy just said, it would have been incredible to meet you guys in person, but you know, we still have this opportunity and it counts, and I just really appreciate the fact that you guys put in all this effort and time. And here we are and talking to one another. And another thing, Tommy, I love your sweatshirt, and you make the rest of us look so boring.
Caramba, yeah.
I know, that's amazing.
Iconic.
Yeah. It's all about the comedy of life, you know. You want to live life as, you know, as beautiful as possible, you know.
Yes, thanks for bringing color.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right.
Wow. So let's get a word from the curator, Oliver Stiller.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Oliver is the first winner of the Festing International, the first edition. He won with his movie Exodus. I want you guys to look for this movie. Maybe it's on YouTube, or because he's still going around in festivals.
Yes.
Exodus, for those who don't know, it's the story of immigrants who want to get to the United States of America. He documented eloquently these immigrants, more than how many people was that? How much was the crowd?
7,000.
7,000
Wow.
people from South America to the boundaries of Mexico and the United States of America. It's awesome. Daily life of these people in the forest, in these jungles, in the Amazon. Oliver was there with them on daily basis, each and every day, counting each day, walking with them, crossing the rivers, the oceans, the forests, the animals, everything. He went through a lot and brought to the realization of this great piece of art. I so much fell in love with this movie that he had to become a friend. He had no other choice. He had to become my friend because of the great work he did. I really loved it. Exodus. Look for this movie. Oliver, the platform is yours, brother.
First of all, thank you, Tommy. Really nice. And it's a really pleasure to be here. And I didn't know, in fact, that you are all here. So for me, it's great to see you all. I've seen your movies and now you're here. And talking to you is really, it's like a dream that comes true. Like to talk with all the filmmakers that did the program. You are the program of Festim. And like it's nice to know where you're from. Like for example, Shyama, who talks about his community, and Remy, who just transforms his past, his circus past into a movie and dedicates years to this. It's really enlightening to hear this. And like Anagnorisis, it's just a complicated name for a great movie. And in the end, I'm so glad you're here, and I wish you all luck. You all deserve that to win this festival, like the other filmmakers who can't be here today. And I think it's a strong program, and it's your program. You did really good jobs, every one of you. I really loved every one of your films. So congratulations, and yeah, you have to see all the movies. I hope you have the possibility to see all the other movies. So it will be nice for all of you to know which was the work of the others. But you're really great, I have to say that. And I have to say thank you to Tommy, because Tommy was moderating this event and he's always there. Tommy is like, I don't know, one of the main faces and the heart of Festim. One of the hearts, of course, right? He did this so great. He's always with his heart, and you've seen him passionate about all your movies, about all your topics. I think he is like this. And of course, there's a movie about Tommy. Tommy has now a movie out, Digging for Life it's called, right?
Yeah.
Digging for Life. Yeah, it's about his story as a slave in Angola, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great film about his life. It's a piece of reality, and I'm curious to see this, and I think we all can see this one day. So be proud, Tommy. You did a great job here, and you all filmmakers, you can be proud. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you so much, Oliver. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your dedication for Festing 2021. Thank you for always being there for us. Yeah, thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, oh, there's no lady here. Gentlemen. Caramba. So, gentlemen, we couldn't do all this thing without some little bit of comedy in it. So if I said, ladies and gentlemen, that's how we are made to be speaking all the time. So today we have only gentlemen around us. So, gentlemen, I have to say something. You know, although some of the filmmakers were not here, I want to congratulate them for their movies. You know, Decline, it's a wonderful movie. It shows the declining of life. You know, we was all born aspiring to become better persons in life, but due to circumstances, situations, what happens to us, it makes us sometimes we decline. We go to this ladder of declining, falling down, but we can still get ourselves together and start climbing back the ladder of life, climbing back to the ladder of success. And I want to associate this movie with Asher, your movie, brother. It's a lot of creativity that is about overcoming situations in life. Congratulations again. Now, there was this guy who also did a Kukli. Kukli, it's another wonderful piece of art. I will ask all of you to really take time to watch these movies. Letter to Mama is so revelatory. You know, we have this situation today, right? The LGBT world. What is happening with the LGBT world and the people who are the straight world? Now, Letter to Mother, he explains to his mother what he's going through since as a child. Now he's a grown man. He has the body of a male, but he feels he's a woman. So he dresses like a woman, does things like a woman. So this is also to encourage the LGBT world all over the world, wherever you find yourself. Understand one thing. You are a human being. You have the right to live. Only God can judge us. You have the right to live as equally as each and every one of us. So there should be no discrimination, because we too, we have our own, you know, our own flaws in life. Everybody, nobody is a saint here. And some of these people didn't choose that life. They were born like that. So it's a way of encouraging the LGBT world through Festing 2021. Letter to Mama. Please find a way to watch this movie. Also, a film called Mariam. Mariam is an animation. Wonderful piece of art, man. I'll speak like a real African man. Wonderful piece of art. Yeah, this Mariam, she reveals, you know, the aspect of deforestation. Most of our forests that give us the right to breathe clean, pure air today are destroyed to erect buildings and museums and whatever. This is what God placed us into the forest, because we had to get that energy, that positive energy to breathe clearly. But this city has been destroyed. All the forests broken down to erect buildings and companies and industries. You know, Mariam,
losing paradise.
Thank you. There's a little paradise that has been destroyed. So we want to look at these facts in our daily lives. We want to contribute for a better society, better community. Just like my brother from India, his movie about the community, about this young boy who is always afraid of the situations that come along in his life. So we move snake oil. We already talked about it. There's also this movie Stimuli, which I really liked, from Kaan. Kaan, congratulations once again. And ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the show of the Festing 2021. And for those who don't know my story, my true life story, I just did a documentary which is presenting the world premiere. We had hot dogs in Canada with some of my partners from all around the world. So I have my professor, my editing professor at the New York Film Academy, who said that we had to put this story into a movie. I was not really ready to talk about this part of my life because it was a very difficult and eerie moment in my life. But, you know, with the encouragement of my mom before she died and some friends and, you know, colleagues who mean well to me, I had to, you know, tell the story, which is premiering this year at Hot Dogs. And I was also informed that it's going to be premiering in New Zealand. So we are out there in festivals. You just check it out on Google, Digging for Life, the film. You know, you watch it or you go on Instagram, our page is there, to get a little bit more about who Tomi Germain is. So, ladies and gentlemen, First Sim, on behalf of First Sim, I want to thank all of you for your presence. For those who couldn't make it, I still want to thank you. Just the fact that you have your movies in this year's edition, it's more than welcome, more than wonderful. It's a fraternal way of doing things. And I believe that we have a long way to go in this creative process of life, innovative process of life. We have a long way to go. We get to perfection each and every day. I want to thank you again, the guy from Spain, the guy from Mosoro, you know, Anagnorisis, director of Anagnorisis. I want to thank you for your movie. It was really revelatory. It goes a long way to help a lot of
Arturo.
us. Yeah, who have a lot of mental problems, you know. So thank you, each and every one of us. Tiaguinho, can you come online, please? I want to introduce you guys to Tiaguinho, one of the organizers of First Scene. So, ladies and gentlemen, it was a really great pleasure to work with you guys, to know you personally, even though it's online, it's virtual. I believe that one day, who knows, we might find ourselves in the same platform doing this great job, which is movie making. So I want to thank each and everyone for your presence. I've been thanking from the beginning. I'll thank to the end. So, guys, this is the end. And it was FECIM, Festival Internacional de Cinema no Meio do Mundo, Brazil, a roving film festival. Thank you, guys. Beijo. God bless everybody. Ciao.
Thank you.
That's it.